Hello, welcome students. I am Mr. Sandeep here, and in the chapter number 2, that is foundry technology or casting processes, we have been going through a brief introduction, different types of patterns and different pattern allowances we have to consider while designing of casting. So in today's session, we are going to discuss on molding sand properties, right? So what is molding sand? So sand is required for making of mold or say mold cavity, right? So molding sand properties are very important and you have to consider the different properties of molding sand. So in today's session, let us start our discussion on molding sand properties. So here, as per our earlier discussion, casting is a simple process in which your purpose is to make the cavity first, and after that you can pour your liquid metal in this cavity, right? So this type of construction or say mold is made of molding sand. So what is mold? So mold is nothing but a whole construction in which a mold cavity or cavity can be made. So mold is nothing but it is made or it is a construction made of molding sand for making a required casting or required product, right? So it is generally made of sand. So here I mention the simple definition for the mold. So it is a construction for making the casting in simple words, right? So here I mentioned the different molding materials. It means you can make whole mold and cavity with help of different materials, but generally used material is the sand. So sand is most widely used material. Here I mentioned the rubber, graphite and different plaster ceramic material also, but sand is most widely used molding material, right? So here I mentioned the different types of materials, but your purpose will remain same. Your purpose is to make a construction in which one cavity is there, right? So here I mentioned the sand as a molding material. So sand is a most widely used molding material. So the main purpose or say main reason why sand is most widely used, because it is easily available and cheap, right? So here I mentioned the different material or say different parts of molding sand or constitutes of or ingredients of molding sand. So in the molding sand, water is important. There will be a binder also. There will be some moisture content or say water and additives also, right? So molding sand is nothing but a sand which is used in casting process. So in the molding sand there are mainly ingredients I mentioned in this slide, right? So in the sand you have to consider different properties for molding sand, right? So silica is the main ingredient or silica sand is the main ingredient in any molding sand. So silica is the main ingredient in the molding sand, right? So in any molding sand, let us start our discussion on different properties, right? So before starting this, a binder is there, moisture is there, additives is also there, right? So binder is nothing but it is used for making the bond between two sand particles, right? So binder is must. So different types and different categories of binders can be used in molding sand, but purpose of binder is to bind the sand particle, right? So different organic binders can be used or can be added in the molding sand, but purpose will remain same, right? So moisture or water content is there. So in any molding sand, if you want to choose any sand, there will be some moisture, right? So moisture is very important. So due to the moisture, your sand particle will stick with each other and form a good mass, right? So with help of this wet sand, you can make your mold easily, right? So moisture content is very important, and generally moisture content is around 2 to 8 percentage, or generally around average 5 percentage, right? So additives are also there. So different additives have a different purpose, right? So here I mentioned the main additives like a coal dust, then dextrine, corn flour, silica flour, etc., right? So purpose of additive is nothing but to improve and enhance the properties of molding sand, right? So with help of additives you can improve your property or enhance your property of sand, right? So here I mentioned the very important word, that is green sand. So green sand is most widely used word in foundry technology or casting industry, right? So what do you mean by green sand? So it is not like it is green in color, but green sand is a sand which is found in wet state. So in the wet or moist state you can use your sand, and it is known as a green sand. So green sand is nothing but sand in wet state, or sand having a water particle or moisture content. So it is known as a green sand, right? So let us start our discussion on different properties of molding sand. So first property I mentioned over here is a refractoriness. So refractoriness is a property by which a sand particle can sustain a high temperature without damage, right? So refractoriness is a property to sustain a high temperature without any damage or without any breaking of atoms, right? So this property is very important because your sand particles will be in contact with hot metal, right? So this is the property known as a refractoriness. So after that I mentioned the cohesiveness. So cohesiveness is nothing but a property by which two similar particles or two same sand particles will stick with each other. So it is very important for making a good sand mass. So two sand particles should stick with each other, and this property is known as a cohesiveness. So two similar particles can stick with each other. So what is adhesiveness? It is a stick property or so sticking ability with two different types of particle. It means sand particle with the wooden frame, or say two different particles, right? So adhesiveness is nothing but a sticking property of molding sand with different material, right? So it is also important property while choosing of sand as a molding material. Permeability is the most important property. So what is the concept of permeability? I mentioned here. So permeability is the ability of sand material to pass or allow the gas or air, right? So it is very important property. So for example, thermocol is a porous material, or permeability of thermocol is high because there will be some empty space and voids within the material, right? So your sand mass should be permeable or porous, which can easily pass, or so which allow the air or gas through the mass of your sand particles, right? So because of this hot metal, hot gases will pass through the material. So your sand material should be porous enough, right? So this property is known as a permeability. What is the collapsibility? Here I mentioned the property collapsibility. So as mentioned here, what is collapsibility? What happens during cooling and solidification? Your material will shrink or contract. So while contraction or say boundary movement, your sand wall or say sand boundary should be collapsible with your casting, right? So it should be easily collapsible, so that easily and free contraction will occur, and due to this there will be no pattern defects, or say there will be no casting defects, right? So your sand mold should be collapsible with your cooling and solidification or contraction, so that there will be no casting defect. So this property is known as a collapsibility. It means your mold or say wall of your sand mold will or say should be easily collapsible towards the casting contraction, right? After that, I mentioned the dry strength. It is nothing but the strength of your sand mold in dry state. It means after all the moistures will evaporate, your sand mold strength is known as a dry strength. It means it is a strength of mold in dry state without any moisture, right? So it is known as a dry strength. After that, I mentioned the flowability or plasticity. So what do you mean by flowability? So if you take your molding sand and if you make your molding sand in big mass, after that you have to put your molding sand and ramming or say giving the force to your sand so that your sand will easily take the shape so around your pattern. So by putting the pattern and around flowing or ramming of your molding sand, it should be or say it should flow and take the shape or say take the space around your pattern easily. So this property is known as a flowability. So it means your sand should behave like a fluid and it should take the place or shape around the pattern easily. So it should be flowable or say it should flow around the pattern, right? So this property is known as a flowability or plasticity. So after that, I mentioned the green strength. So what is the green strength? So green strength is nothing but a strength of your molding sand in wet state or say in green state. So as per our earlier discussion, green sand is nothing but sand in wet state. This strength is known as a green strength, right? So after that, here I mentioned the hot strength. It is nothing but a strength of your molding sand at elevated temperature or in the hot state, right? So it is known as a hot strength. So your sand material or say sand particles should have a good hot strength so that at the elevated temperature there will be a no change in composition or say your sand particles will not be damaged, right? So these properties are very important while choosing your sand as a good molding sand material. Thank you all of you.
Hi.